Cheers. Should you misplace or lose any item within a secure area...
It must be reported to a member of staff immediately. Yes, I know. I have been here once or twice before.
Just doing my job, Doctor.
How was this weekend?
Good. He was out in the allotment yesterday, as you suggested.
Very good. Sleeping? Any improvements?
Better. Sorry, I have a visitor.
Dr. Sally Rook. Feeding time at the zoo then, is it?
Still as keen on the old saucer as ever then, Graham?
According to this, quality time should be measured not in minutes, but in moments.
So, an hour here is equivalent to a fortnight in Rimini.
Well, I wouldn't say that. We'll do for starters. Oh, I better get that, sorry.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there in about half an hour. Okay, Steve. Innocent. I've got to go. Sorry.
No, we're done. Gotta get going. I'll deal with this.
It was a nice moment while it lasted. What sort of new evidence?
Cross-contamination of DNA in the forensics lab. It's not looking good.
You're not serious. Graham Laurie is a certified psychopath.
And one who, for the past 13 years, has consistently protested his innocence.
Well, with respect, he's guilty. We found his DNA at the crime scene.
Heston Forensics had already been implicated in 2 other appeals. Both convictions were
He
overturned.
killed 3 of our own. Bashed their heads in with a hammer.
I don't like this any more than you do, Robbie.
Well, when's this appeal being heard?
Day after tomorrow. It might come to nothing.
Well, I hope you're right.
If Nietzsche is right and God is dead, then it's up to us to shape our own morality. Can we accept this challenge?
If we don't, we've just failed Nietzsche's only real test of being human.
Thank you, Luke.
Hello. You okay? So there's been a big increase in traffic on the site since the appeal started.
Trolling and hate mail as usual.
No, not all of it. Lots of supportive messages. We're really getting somewhere this time. I think there's a good chance.
I'm not free yet.
Soon.
Did you bring the book?
Yes, of course.
Oh, thank you. I really do appreciate everything you've done, Pablo.
Jean Innocent's right. This isn't looking great.
Why?
They consistently fail to follow basic laboratory procedures.
He's tried every legal trick in the book over the years. None of them have worked.
That's pretty much what Jean said.
Yeah, well, she's right. Look, I know how difficult it was for you, for everyone. I was there.
3 funerals in 1 month. It was a bad job. We should have caught him sooner.
You are going to have to let it go. Graham Laurie is securely locked up, and that's where he's going to stay.
If he gets out, it's down to me. Case against him should have been stronger. Everybody knows it.
requested 1 packet pork scratchings.
Thank you.
Well, you know what they say, you can take the girl out of Leeds.
There's nothing wrong with them.
There's nothing right with them.
They're very good.
I will take your word for it. So, how are you enjoying life amongst the Dreaming Spires?
Yeah. I mean, obviously the locals are a bit odd.
They grow on you.
No. It's fine, actually. Tony's working all the hours down at the pumping station. But I think we're beginning to settle in.
How is he?
Why didn't you ask myself?
Hi, mate.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Oh, yeah. James was just asking how you're enjoying Oxford.
Apart from the cyclist, you mean?
Had a bit of a pang this morning.
It's like the Tour de France out there.
It's all part of the charm, you just got to get used to it.
I lived in Cowley till I was 10, so I know the place pretty well. Better than this one, anyway.
Bit of a homecoming, then.
Oh, yes. Something like that. Right, what are you drinking?
Oh, pint, please.
Something.
How can you have it like that?
It's the only way to have it.
God, I'm looking forward to getting home. Bath and feet up. What are you up to tonight?
Meant to be going for a curry with the missus.
Oscar Mike 3, are you receiving?
Oscar Mike 3 receiving, over.
Just received a report of a potential jumper at St Saviour's Tower. Over.
Seems like the curry will have to wait. Come on. I've got it. Back in 5.
Oh, Mark, you're a star, thank you.
Tower isn't open to the public. All the same, I'd like to check it out just to be sure. Be my guest. I'm not going up there. I've got bad knees. Through the cloister. Hello? 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 My name's Mark. I'm a police officer. You're not in trouble. I just want to talk to you.
Had he received any threats?
Not that I know of.
Did he mention anyone with a grudge, anything like that?
No, nothing. He offered to go up there on his own. And no one did. I should have gone with him. I'm sorry.
You don't have to be Houdini to pick the lock. Anything?
No, not really. She's pretty shaken up. Just that the call was for a suspected suicide attempt.
It's exam season. Right, let's do this. Hey, Laura.
Attack from behind. Heavy force to the back of the head. He wouldn't have stood a chance.
Did you inform the family?
Wife's a paramedic, 6-month-old baby.
27, murder trying to save a life.
Charity is the prerogative of the weak. The weak have taken power. That is the tragedy. Strong men are being oppressed. Men of will, masters. Are you a master, Wilkins? Or are you a slave?
I don't know.
Society doesn't produce many exceptional individuals, but those that are, they can change the world.
Perforating fracture with one heavy strike. Weapon passed through both tables of the skull, leaving a more or less clean opening.
Any thoughts on the weapon?
Heavy with a sharp point.
Well, like a pickaxe or something.
Or a roof slater's hammer. I've been digging around in the archive overnight, and a bit before your time, but back in 2001, I worked on the Graham Laurie murders.
He killed 3 policemen, I remember.
His first victim, PC Neil Chadwick, killed by a blow to the back of the head with a heavy, pointed object. The weapon was never found. The puncture wound through the skull left a striation mark, a signature ragged edge. See? Thing is, I found exactly the same marks from last night.
Oh, God.
I think you need to talk to Robbie.
Hello, yes, I've just seen someone at the top of St. Saviour's Tower. I think they're threatening to jump off.
Right, and are you with them now?
Sorry, you're both out there.
Can I just take your name?
That's it.
Phone's been switched off ever since.
Just like in 2001. 3 police officers, Neil Chadwick, Jimmy Alderman and Martin Wong, all killed by Graham Laurie, currently a patient in Thamesmarsh. At the time he was working as a roofer at St Saviour's and obviously hated the police. Each of the officers was lured with a 999 call and then hit on the head with a hammer. And now, Constable Mark Travis, killed in the same way and at the same spot as Chadwick.
Obviously there are uncomfortable echoes here.
Echoes? He's clearly involved. Must have an accomplice on the outside, someone he's passing instructions to.
Or someone trying to make it look that way.
Why wait until now? He's been inside for 13 years.
His appeal starts tomorrow. Obviously, he'll do anything to discredit the original conviction.
It goes without saying that the death of PC Travis is a shocking tragedy. Anyone who feels they need to take some personal time, my door is always open. A book of condolence has been opened. Those of you who want to contribute to that, please do so.
I want updates on Travis's family, friends and colleagues, a background check, social media check for any threats and his arrest history. We're also asking everyone to be on alert, travel everywhere in pairs, let other officers know where you are when responding to a call, all right? Thank you.
Robbie? Have a word?
So what am I meant to do? Just sit on my hands?
You can advise. But this is Hathaway's case. You need to step back and let him get on with it.
I know Graham Laurie better than anyone. I was there. I arrested him.
I know how personal this is for you, but that's the problem. I need open minds on this case, and you don't have one. I've got the press all over it like a rash. The reputation of the whole force is on the line.
So I'm not to be trusted, is that it?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I trust your judgment more than I trust my own. But you need to trust Hathaway.
Hope's call, say no more.
So you think there's something in what Lewis was saying?
Well, that's one theory.
And the other?
Well, if the original weapon's been used again, either he gave it to somebody
Or he wasn't the killer in the first place.
We have to consider it. Now, can you dig up everything we've got on the original case? Who goes to see Laurie? Does he write
Yep, I've checked it already. Access to him strictly controlled by his doctor, Sally Rook. She diagnosed him in the trial.
On the outside, Laurie's a perfect mimic of a normal human being, sincere, intelligent, even charming.
And on the inside?
All is chaos. A fundamental lack of internal personality structure. He's a perfect psychopath.
You sound like you admire him.
From a research point of view, I do.
We need to establish who has access to him. Any visitors he's had, any correspondence he may have received.
Of course.
And I'm going to need to speak to him myself.
I don't see how that will help you.
How's that?
He enjoys lying. It gives him power. And he likes to tease the lie right under your nose. Now, that's the list of visitors for the past 12 months. Lots of letters arrive. Oh, he doesn't get to read them. And, he's not much of a writer.
Just 3 visitors?
He's not much of a people person either.
I think there's one missing.
I don't think so.
Well, I assume you need to be on here.
Ah, I see. Yes, of course.
Where were you at 7 p.m. yesterday?
I was still here working. You can check. But then again, everyone I work with is a liar.
Catherine Morris is solicitor, right?
Uh-huh.
And what about Pamela Carson?
Bookbinder at the Bodleian. She's leading a campaign for Laurie. It claims he's a victim of a miscarriage of justice.
Well, there's always one, isn't there?
Mm.
And Brendan Ward?
Is a philosophy fellow here at Whately.
What does he want with Laurie?
Nietzsche is outlining what it takes to be a genius, Luke. He isn't proposing a psychopath's charter.
But what's the point of his philosophy if we never put it into practice?
Dr. Ward.
DS Maddox.
So you're a regular visitor?
Yes. It's not a crime, is it?
How long have you been going to see him?
I first met him about 10 years ago, after I read that book about him.
Is that Ringstead, Dorset?
Yes, I grew up near there, Weymouth.
No, I've been there. It's beautiful. Why are you so interested in him?
He's been the victim of the most awful misunderstanding. And tomorrow the Court of Appeal will confirm that.
I see you share the same taste in philosophy.
I've learnt a lot since I've known Graham. You should try reading it.
Dr. Rook asked me to go and talk to Laurie.
About what?
He thinks he has a passion for Nietzsche. She wanted me to encourage it.
And you didn't think that was strange?
But I considered it a thought experiment. I was open to it. Besides, Sally has a strangely benevolent attitude to Laurie. She likes to indulge his interests.
And how was he?
Like every other bad boy who thinks they understand Nietzsche, he has a pretty superficial reading of his work. Tends to pick and choose what suits him. The will to power, the Übermensch, everything the Nazis admired. Interesting chap, though. If you can put aside what he's done, of course.
He didn't do that, did he?
What? No. Gym accident, I'm embarrassed to say. Bloody rowing machine.
Let me give you this, just in case you remember anything else.
As much as I'd like to have control over the entire judicial system, whether his conviction is quashed is a matter for the judges, not me.
The timing of last night's murder is pretty convenient for your case, though, isn't it?
I find what you're inferring offensive. Of course it throws uncertainty on the original verdict, but it's not evidence.
And that'll stop you using it, will it?
Spare me the lecture, please. The investigation was flawed. The repercussions will be felt throughout the Oxfordshire force. The DNA is severely compromised. It could be that the wrong man has been put away for the past 13 years, and the real killer is still out there. Good to see you, Mr. Hathaway.
You told me to dig up everything.
No, it's good. I could have just done with a heads up, that's all.
Sorry. The statement wasn't disclosed in the original trial.
Do you know why?
Just got lost in the system, I guess. It ended up getting archived in unused materials.
So in 2001, Laurie had an alibi for PC Neil Chadwick's murder, and we lost it. Can I have a word?
Well, this was front page news for weeks. We took dozens of statements, worked our way through them.
No, you didn't. Not all of them.
So one slipped through. George Bernard, I know this bloke. He'd give anybody an alibi for a bottle of vodka.
That doesn't matter. We still have to disclose it.
Can you imagine the pressure we were under at the time, James? Fellow officers, friends, family men, people with futures, just hacked down while doing their duty, and now Laurie's doing it all over again. Only this time he's got help. He's laughing at us while you waste your time chasing up old statements.
I agree with the accomplice theory.
Do you? Well, by holding this under my nose. Because some poor overworked disclosure officer didn't dot an I or cross a T.
That's not failing to dot an I and crossing a T. That's an alibi.
Right into Laurie's hands. His legal team will have a field day with it.
Yeah, and why shouldn't they if he's innocent?
I didn't put away the wrong man. What the hell?
He's seeing you, Laurie.
What's he doing with a mobile phone?
How did he get your number?
Is it just that I'm night, Mr. Blaine?
Oh, I hope I'll be here around a bit longer. Thank you.
This way.
I hate these places.
I think that's the idea. Oh, can you get a copy of Laurie's visitor list so we can compare it to Rook?
This is strange.
What is?
Well, it says that Brendan Ward's been here 17 times in the last 2 months. It was almost as many times as what Rook's been to see Laurie. That's not the impression he gave me.
Or maybe they had a lot to talk about. Do you mind organising the room search? Then I can go and introduce myself to Mr. Laurie.
Yeah, no.
Just this way.
Fine, thank you.
There you go. Thank you.
I heard about that policeman. Awful.
Is there anything you're able to tell me about it?
Oh, I only know what they said about it on the news. Does sound very familiar, though. You're running this one, aren't you? What happened to Robbie Lewis?
If there's a connection to you, you know we'll find it, don't you?
Oh, you'll find a connection whether one exists or not. Isn't that how it works? Next, you'll be telling me I walked out of here and did it.
You know who did it, though, don't you?
Of course I do. It's the same person who murdered the first three. The guy Lewis should have caught 13 years ago. Mop.
Look at that.
I had no idea.
How did you get D.I. Lewis's phone number?
A journalist is quite a handy contact to have.
Hugo Blaine. What does the message mean?
Just wanted to say hello.
Are you trying to threaten him?
Not at all. No hard feelings.
No feelings at all. Also, Dr. Rook tells me.
Anyway, I'll get to say hello in person soon enough, won't I?
Should get onto the phone provider to see what they can give us.
And the pills?
Questions for our freedom-fighting bookbinder, I think, don't you?
Thanks.
Anabolic steroids.
Graham is very vulnerable in there. He wanted something to help.
Vulnerable, right?
You don't understand, do you? Graham is a kind and gentle man. He's in there surrounded by violent prisoners. He doesn't belong there. Graham is innocent.
You're not, though.
Stop it! Just stop it, Robbie! What do you want?
Look, maybe you should just take some time off. Go away for the weekend.
Absolutely not.
Look,
No.
Laurie's already claiming victory. When he sent that text, I thought of you.
Yeah, I know you did, and it matters to me that you did. But he's not an idiot. He's not going to hurt either of us.
Oh, isn't he?
You going mad is what he wants, so don't give him the satisfaction.
What am I supposed to do? James is dragging his feet on the case.
That's not fair.
I have to do something.
Hugo Blaine.
Have we met?
I'd like to talk to you about Graham Laurie.
He contacted me, okay?
And you supplied him with a phone and the phone number of a police officer.
Yes. I sourced some numbers as a trade, but I don't know how he got hold of the phone. I don't want to know.
You just wanted the story.
When someone like Laurie asks you to write his life story, how he smuggled in the mobile is not my most pressing question.
Why did he pick you?
Ah, well, I cut the original trial. Got a book deal out of it. I guess he must have approved.
So you're going to do well out of this, then?
There's huge public interest in this, like it or not.
So you're writing his memoir for him. How does that work?
He calls, I listen.
What does he say?
Well, he doesn't plead guilty, if that's what you're thinking. Sally Brooke has him down as a compulsive liar. I've always found him to be remarkably consistent.
So not a lot of rewriting, then?
All I do is play back the recording and write it up.
You record the calls?
Yes. Ah. You're going to ask to hear the recordings, aren't you?
Excuse me, what are you doing?
I'm sorry, I was hoping to speak to you.
But when I wasn't here, you thought you'd make yourself at home.
I'm so sorry, I wasn't meaning to pry.
You're Brendan Ward's student, aren't you?
Luke Burgess.
And what exactly are you doing here, Mr. Burgess?
I'd like to speak to you about Graham Laurie.
Sir? Sir, I've been listening to the interviews between Laurie and Hugo Blaine, and they're mostly self-obsessed ramblings.
Sounds like a bestseller.
But then I found something odd during one of the calls. They get interrupted by Dr. Rook, but Laurie keeps the call running. It's one of her therapy sessions.
But what if you had done it?
Then I would have taken pleasure in it. The irony of killing the very person who thinks they're trying to help.
Just wait, here it comes now.
The police only help themselves. Extinguishing a life with one blow of my hammer. So simple. So elegant. If I'd done it, of course.
It's agitative therapy. The idea is that it provokes the inner truth of the patient. It allows them to reveal what drives their secret personality.
So you're telling me it's not a confession?
Well, it may or may not be. That's your job to decide. I'm not interested in his guilt necessarily, but I am interested in his thoughts. And unless we've arrived at 1984, thoughts are not crimes.
Unless they're instructions.
That session was private. I had no idea it was being recorded or heard by anyone outside the room. And if you're suggesting he had an accomplice, I've told you who had access to him.
You failed to mention the journalist.
No, I wasn't aware of him. Should I include your colleague in the list of visitors now?
What colleague?
Detective Inspector Lewis is with Laurie now.
Excuse me.
Robbie, you didn't need to come all the way down here. You could have called me, but oh, they took my phone away.
Yeah, this isn't a social call. You're going to tell me who killed Police Constable Mark Travis.
You getting me to do your work for you now? God, I'd be flattered if you didn't look so desperate.
And who does your work for you now, outside? Pamela Carson?
Lovely woman. Heart of gold. Yeah, I suppose she does have her uses.
Catherine Warwick?
Ah, no, she is useful. Razor sharp. A brilliant lawyer. Very good at turning up lost evidence. You could learn a thing or two from her.
Brendan Ward, what did he talk to him about?
You know, good and evil, right and wrong. Just your average sort of banter. Interesting chap. He's a bit bookish, though. Not really sure he's going to end.
PC Travis had a 6-month-old daughter.
What about the family I could have had? My wife left me after you put me in here 13 years ago. I bet you've never given me a second thought.
You killed 3 people. You don't deserve a second thought.
Oh, really? Well, I tell you what, when I'm freed later on today, I'm going to make sure you spend the rest of your life thinking about me.
You aren't going anywhere.
How's Laura, by the way? Really looking forward to meeting her. Oh, home time.
What are you doing?
Laurie's toying with us.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not stupid. He hates the police. He's trying to wind us up, and all you're doing is showing him that it's working.
So what am I supposed to do? Are you getting anywhere at all?
Just let me handle the case. I need your help, but not like this, all right?
Sir, sorry to interrupt, but we've got to go.
No, you go. I've got work to do.
Right. I'm sorry.
Okay, sir?
Yeah, fine.
Sure?
Yeah, I just want to pay me respect. Please second it.
Hello, Robbie.
I can't wait.
Ready? How do I look?
I'm glad you changed your mind. His colleagues will be pleased to see you here.
That's a good turnout.
Mark Travis was well liked.
Who the hell let him in?
Robbie, don't.
This is a private event. The family are here, for God's sake. I'm just observing. We do still have a free press, just about.
Everything okay?
Mr. Blaine was just leaving. Don't worry, I'm going.
He's such a creep. He's been calling me.
Has he? What about?
Just digging for information. I can handle him.
Makes my flesh crawl.
Still no love lost between you two.
Ah, that guy's a vulture.
You should stop giving him material then.
The taking of the life of a police officer still ranks as one of society's most heinous crimes, and rightly so. Given the notoriety of the crimes and the nature of the murders themselves, this has been a draining and emotional case for everybody involved. I would like to thank all those involved for their dedication and professionalism in what were sometimes very difficult circumstances. Regarding the murders of PC Neil Chadwick, PC Jimmy Alderman, and PC Martin Wong, we have come to a decision regarding the original conviction of Mr. Graham Laurie.
Now, the tankard will be coming round shortly, and I know I can rely on you all to give generously. I don't want to hear any coins landing in there. But I think I speak for Kelly and Baby Mia when I say thank you for your generosity. I'm sure you'll agree it's the very least we can offer at this incredibly difficult time. Thank you.
Nicely done. What's up?
I've got to go. Sorry.
Is everything all right?
It's Tony's boss. Apparently Tony's had an accident.
Oh, no. Is he all right?
Yeah, apparently it's just a bump on his head, but he wants me to go and pick him up.
Do you want me to go with you?
Oh, no, it's fine. I feel bad having to leave.
You sure?
Yeah, I won't be long.
We have considered the arguments put forward. In relation to the DNA evidence, there are concerns about the poor quality control measures in place. However, of greater concern is the discovery of a statement giving the appellant an alibi for one of the murders.
Hathaway didn't want to come?
Said he had work to do. That's as much as I got.
How are you two?
You tell me.
Tony! 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 Tony!
Hiya. What's Lizzie about?
Did you miss each other?
How do you mean?
Well, she just left here to see you.
No, she didn't say anything. We're supposed to meet here.
Right, but then your boss texted about you bumping your head.
Bumping my head?
Tony! Tony! Tone!
Come on, Hathaway, where the hell are you? Lizzie! Lizzie!
Thank you. Look, I will be making a full statement in due course, but for now, I'd just like to say how grateful I am that despite the best efforts of the Oxfordshire Police, true justice has happened here today. 13 years is a lot of your life to have taken away from you, so if you'll excuse me, I'd like to go and start making up for lost time. Thank you. All be in the statement. All your questions will be answered in the statement. Thank you. Thank you.
As Graham Laurie enjoys his first full day of freedom in 13 years, the repercussions of yesterday's verdict are being keenly felt.
Hey, you're the man who ruined my life.
This is not the time or the place.
After 2 visits, I made my excuses and called it quits.
Well, they list Ward as visiting 17 times in the last 2 months.
No, that's not Brendan Ward. That's his student, Luke Burgess.
Well, if you're a fan of Lewis, you can pre-order Series 8 on DVD and download